Tracy, you do a lot of work with students, don't you, in terms of consultations. So what would you say are the 3 most common questions that students ask you about dissertations?
So I would say the most common one is a bit of I've never done a dissertation and I have no idea what to do or what to get, like how to start or what even is a dissertation. Sometimes they get a little bit more specific and, they'll say something like, so what should be in a literature review, or, what should a systematic review look like? So it might be about a specific part, and then I might see them again, and then they'll ask me about, how do I do the discussions? And then for students who've made more progress on their dissertation, like a very common thing that they would ask is whether what they've already written looks okay. And of course, that's a really challenging question to answer without reading through the entire piece of work, which I shouldn't be doing, because if I were to kind of make any substantial suggestions, there is a risk that, the authorship of their work could be compromised and they could be investigated for cheating.
Yeah. So that's a lesson about proofreading, isn't it? A good proofreader will kind of highlight areas that need improving, or where they have questions, but they won't actually go in and change text and say, I think you should have written it like this.
Yeah, and they wouldn't necessarily tell you what to do to make it right. I mean, there could be suggestions on how to improve it. So what I would do sometimes is, if I can see like persistent problems with someone's piece of writing, and if the student is struggling to understand how they can improve it, I might give them a couple of examples. But usually it's with the caveat of, this is my second draft version. So it's a little bit clumsy and a little bit rough around the edges. You should, review that within the context of your work and decide how you want to refine what I've just told you. And also, the thing is, a dissertation is a very personal project. It's something that the student has been working on for an extended length of time. And I don't want to influence what they're doing too much, because who am I to say, do your dissertation in this way? Because I feel like I'd be cramping their style a little bit to intervene too much. So I think it's very much about, a student developing their own voice and sometimes understanding that it's not perfect, but it's part of the process and they will get better if they just keep working at it.
Yeah, exactly. So the process is about developing your academic writing and your ability to put, some complex ideas into an argument and to kind of structure that carefully. So if you don't do that, you're not developing those skills. And really, at the end of the day, you leave university, you want to have those types of skills.